I am back, and today we're doing a spec review exponents over 0.5. Here's the first problem. First, we should highlight the x's and then the y's. You can see with the parentheses right here, we're going to multiply but add the little exponents. Of course, the x has a 1. 1 times -7 is -7, which we add them, so it's going to be over here. We do the same, but it's just 1. 1 times 1 equals 1, so it's going to be y7. This is the answer. We're adding these as well. Here, we're doing the same thing. Let's color. Move for the y's. Same process, multiplying them and adding them. So -11 times 2 is -22x. And then we have 4 plus 5. Here we're doing the same. 1 times 1 equals 1, but it's just y. And then again, 5 plus 2. Here, we're just do adding. Oopsies. 9. And then the y is a 7. This is your final answer. Don't forget about the negative, because -11 times 2, 22. Number 3, and it's just the same process. Here, I'm going to give you some seconds or minutes. Take your time, pause the video to try this one on your own. You want to grab a calculator as well, because these are bigger numbers, of course, so do what you want. Begin again. So, sorry. We see -16 times -5. Let's write that. Oopsies. The lead pencil. Okay. Here. Don't forget the exponent. That's right, guys. And then the 5, because there's no y to multiply it, so it's just going to stay the same. To do 16 times 5. Your result should be 80, because a negative times a negative equals a positive. So it's going to be 80. And then we're adding them. Y stays the same. It's going to be 80. That is your final answer. You can see number 4 is similar to number 1. Take a look. I'm going to let you have some time to do this one on your own as well. Before you start, just make sure the x, or just make sure you know that x has a 1 right here. Again, same thing. The y has a 1 right here, so don't forget. We can do 7 times 1, which is 7x. 7x. 2 plus 1. And then we have the y. 1 plus 4. This is 7x. 3. And then y to the power of 5. This is your answer because you were adding. If you're confused, there's always the product rule. We're just going to use example. Bro, about that. And then we do a n, a, just like that. Guys, as we can see, we have a different problem, and this time we're going to use the quotient rule. We're going to need another highlighter to highlight the 27. Here you can see that I highlighted them. And don't forget the x has a little 1 right there. The quotient rule, we can see that they subtract, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to start off by 27x, 1 minus 8, 1 minus 8, and then y, 7 minus 2, as you can see. Then 27x, -7, 1 minus 8, -7, and then 7 minus 2, 5, so y 5, which we see a negative, but we can't have negatives. it says using only positive exponent. So 27 y5 over x7. That is your answer. Here we see another example. I'm going to highlight the 30 and the 12, then an orange highlighter. Before we start, I can see that this fraction, the 30 over 12, can be reduced. This is an important step. We're going to reduce it. 30. Oops. I know we can, the largest is 6. So 5 over 2. Repeat the process over here. So 5 over 2 x 8 minus 5, and then the y 4 minus 6. Same process. Now we're going to simplify it. 4 minus 6, negative 2, which this also goes this. So our final answer is going to be 5 x to the power 3, and then 2, of course, because of fraction, y2, because as you can see, it's negative, so it belongs in the bottom. Guess, using only positive exponents. Number 7 is for you to try on your own. Pause the video. Again, we can see that 10 and 4 can be reduced. Obviously, it's going to be by 2, so 5 over 2. And let's start. 6 minus 7, and y, 7 minus 2. We can do it like this. Negative 1, and a y, and a 5. You should have got this if you did it right. Since it's negative, it belongs on the bottom. Here is number 8. Take some time. Of course, we're going to reduce it. So, obviously, we're going to divide it by 6. It's going to be 3 over 5. Okay. Here we go. Sorry, guys. Because, of course, 5 minus 4 and 7 minus 1. Don't forget the little 1. So, simplify it even more. 5 minus 4. Obviously 1, so it's going to stay up top. 5, that's like the fraction. Your final answer is, since there's no negative, it doesn't need to be anything on the bottom. Only if it's negative, it goes in the bottom. To remember when to put the negative on the bottom, or if there's a negative, I'm going to write the negative exponent rule. There you guys go. Number 9, we are introduced to the power rule. Amazing. First, let's start with highlighting. So first, what we're going to want to do is distribute the 3 to each one of these. So 5 to the power of 3, x, like that. Don't forget about the 3 right there, and your y, 2 times 3. Here we go. Obviously, we can't leave the 5 to the power of 3 alone, so it's going to be 125. 5 times 3 times. And then x, 3 times 3 is 9, and then y, 2 times 3 is 6. Sorry, guys. There we go. That is your final answer, guys. Just multiplying and distributing thus. That's like other parentheses. Okay, try this one on your own. Same process. 4 to the power of 2. X, 5 times 2. Y, or square. 4 times 4 is 16. X, 5 times 2 is 10. And then y, by itself. From square, sorry, guys. Yeah, this is your final answer because we distribute the 2. Then, as you can see, there's a negative right here, but it doesn't change anything. We're just going to repeat the process, so don't get scared of the negative. Okay, let's start. So, something like that is the negative. X3 as the one right there. So, 1 times 3, 3. And then, 5 times 3, 15. So now we just do negative 3 to the power of 3, which is negative 27. X, 3, and then 5, y, 15. This is your final answer. Be careful with negatives, please. I forgot to highlight, but this is what it looks like. Is the final question. You guys will be doing this on your own. So take your time, no rush, pause the video. Yay, there's another negative, so do the same. Obviously, the 4 is being distributed to all 3 of them. Then x, 3 times 4. And then y, of course, 4, because there's a 1. 4 times 1 equals 4. So don't worry about that. You're going to want to type in a calculator. It's going to be 1,296. 3 times 4 is 12. And then y by itself. This is your final answer. And if you're wondering why it's positive, these turn positive and these turn positive. Positive and positive equals a positive. So just be careful, guys. Same process over here, guys. Negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3. This is positive. This is negative. Positive times a negative is going to turn a negative. So that's why we get that. guys, that includes the SBAC review exponents. There you guys go. Bye, guys.